Friday evening. I've got to make up another bar here for sale on my eBay store. I apologize to those folks who are looking for more chemistry here, but I got to get this done. Mrs. Sreetips has been on me to melt this powder into bars so we don't lose it all over the ground somewhere. So here we go. We're going to melt this powder up into nice ingots. Alright, that's 7.5 grams. Let's try that. I'm going to move this over onto the melt table now. Got a little graphite mold set up down here. We'll melt this up into a nice little bar. Alright, here as usual, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Just kind of eyeballing the amount of gold powder that I'm putting in that melt dish to achieve the right size bar for that graphite mold that I'm using there. The graphite mold has 4 different cavities. The very smallest one there, I believe, is a 1/4 ounce. The next size up is a 1/2 ounce. Next size up is 1 full ounce. And then the large cavity in that graphite mold is 2 troy ounces. Okay, when I'm pouring that molten metal into that mold, I don't do it like I'm pouring a glass of water. I just kind of rest the melt dish on the edge of the mold and then just slowly tilt it up and let that molten metal roll into the mold. Here you can see I underestimated the amount of gold. That bar is undersized, so I just add it back into the melt dish, and we'll add some more metal to it and remelt it into the proper sized bar. Notice here that I start the flame of the torch away from the melt dish and then slowly introduce it into the melt dish so as not to blow the gold powder out of the melt dish with the flame. Resting the spout of that melt dish on that graphite mold and then slowly tilting it up and letting the molten metal roll into the mold is important in getting a good looking bar here, because if we tried to pour it in, it would splash in the mold and rise up the sides of the cavity of that mold, making an awful looking bar. In this next sequence, I shoot the entire melt and pour in real time and just let the camera run here to show you the exact amount of time it actually takes to melt one of these little bars up. Some may be asking, why do I use 2 torches? And the answer is simple. It just speeds it up. It keeps everything hot. While the torch, the MAP gas torch that I'm directing on the gold right there, right now, It's keeping the melt dish hot, keeping the gold hot, while I ignite the torch to preheat the mold, and then I ignite the oxyacetylene torch to do the actual melt. With that MAP gas torch on the melt dish right now, it speeds things up and makes things go much quicker. And then you'll see once I put the oxyacetylene flame on the melt dish and on the gold, I move the MAP gas torch back out of the way, turn it off and move it back out of the way there. And then I just proceed with the melt and pour using the oxyacetylene torch. In this part of the clip, you see me kind of twirling the dish around like that. And what I'm doing is there's little balls of gold that form inside the melt dish, and I get the main blob of gold rolling around in there to collect all those little balls into one main mass of gold before I actually pour it in the mold. Okay, this shot is speeded up 4 times normal speed, and I'm adding twice as much gold as before. And we're going to try to pour a 1/2 troy ounce bar in the next larger cavity there. In this clip, I add the rest of the gold to the melt dish, and what we'll do is try to pour a 1 troy ounce bar in the next larger cavity in that graphite mold. This will be the entire sequence in real time. Here I've got the flame adjusted too hot. You'll see me pull it back away from the melt dish there. And I turn down the gas and the oxygen and then resume the melt. You can get the gold too hot and it can start volatilizing off, leaving the melt dish in a vapor and cause loss of metal. All right, here we go. We're anxious to see what the weight is on all these little gold bars here. That one's 8.7, just like the one I just sold. That's a little under 8. A little under 8. Same thing. Here's the half troy ounce bars. There's another one, half troy ounce. And then here's our full troy ounce. It should go up to 97 here. Let's see what it does. 92. I was off by a little bit. Oh, I just remembered I sold a little bit of the powder to a guy here, about 10 grams, to a fella that I know. He wanted to buy some of the powder. Let's see what we got. We got 2.9 troy ounces. This is from our SO2 gas refining video. And these are a couple of bars from a previous video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to re-dissolve these 2 bars and use that material for the electrolyte for my electrolytic gold refining cell. These smaller bars, all these ones here in the middle, I'll stamp those up and offer those for sale on my eBay store. Alright, I'm looking at these bars, and this one here seems to have the nicest shape of the smaller ones. So I think I'm going to go with this one right here. And we'll get this up here and see what the weight is on it. 8.7, just like the last bar I sold. 8.7. Let's bring it over here to the anvil here. Let's start out by stamping Sreetips on there. All right, now I'm gonna put 999 on it. Upside down. No problem. We'll just turn it upside down and stamp gold in front of that right now. And that should rectify it. Well, this will do it for this video. Melting the gold bars. I melted all the powder into these bars here. It came out real nice. And I've got this one stamped up. I'm going to put it on my eBay store. We'll sell this bar. So we'll get this listed. I've got these 2 bars here. And what I plan to do with these is dissolve these and get a nice, clear, clean gold solution to use for our electrolytic gold refining cell. That's coming up. Also, I've got some silver cell filters out in my shop up there that I've been saving for a refining video to get the palladium out of the silver cell slimes. That's coming up. And I've got a whole bunch more coming. I got so many ideas I can't keep up with everything. So I guess that'll do it for this video. Got these gold bars cast. Thanks for watching.